Hey, what is up, everyone? Hope you're all doing wonderful on this Monday. Hope things are going well. Hi, Honey Badger, Tai Ikeda, Ryan, Ella, Honey Badger again. How are you guys all doing? What's everyone been up to for the past what is it? Past couple days? Weekend? Past week? There we go. Past week. That's more like it. Um yeah, really been an interesting week. We finally got Shane moving in out here, which has been nice. Training with him. But yeah, there's a lot of things going down. A lot of things going down. Got up some really good training in last week too, so I'm excited to show you guys all the things that I was getting through. Unfortunately, there were times where I think I got too distracted with how good training was going, and I forgot to film again. So there are going to be a couple things that I'll be lacking that I'll just be reading out of my nifty yellow book. But we're going to be getting there. And what up, Owen? How are you doing today? And then I think at the end is probably when I'll talk most about, what we're going to be doing moving forward, because we're going to be on lockdown for a little bit, and I think the training center is closing down, so we're just going to cruise through to that, and get started with the training, and then we'll start diving into what's going to be happening soon after. And Tara, Thanksgiving was phenomenal. I think we chatted about it. We talked about pies and different cooking and all that good stuff. So we did pretty good there. And Ella, you're getting ready to decorate the Christmas tree. Nice. Me and I think we got our Christmas tree before Thanksgiving. We were very eager. So enjoy that. It is a very fun process. Nothing wrong with getting on top of that Christmas game. Oh, but yeah, I think I'm just gonna dive right into the gymnastics stuff, and then we can start getting into some other stuff afterwards. Because this was a pretty interesting week, and there's a lot of good stuff that happened. So we're gonna start off on Monday, and we got That's going to be 11:30. There we go. What up, Dylan? How are you doing today? Hope everything's going well. And here we go. I'm going to hit the button now. Monday, and we're going to start off on floor. Things are going pretty solid on floor, honestly. Even though that back double full wasn't too smooth, that's all right. You can't win them all. And then, 2.5 double outs. I know we were talking a lot about the technique and me being able to square up out of that 2.5 a lot more. But, we're getting better at it. I'm figuring things out, because now I'm like overcompensating by going a little too much, but I find my balance. So it's not too bad of a way to go. And yeah, no, the beard all gone. I'm very glad it's gone too. We did like this cool little video that I just haven't made or posted, where Mia's shaves it off in all these weird, crazy ways. So it's pretty fun way to go. In terms of like seeing how far it could grow, but beyond that, not very comfortable. And I didn't realize how uncomfortable I was until I like actually started to be like, oh wow, like sleeping in a bed without my beard on the pillows is much preferred. But yeah, I honestly, this Monday I kind of was just cruising through a lot of different things where, wasn't really feeling all too good on vault, so I was just like, doing the same thing over and over, not really getting much different, and really just rolling too much. And so Monday was really just a short, light day to get my body moving for Tuesday, where I'm going to do a little bit more. And you can see I start off straight away with the Pelton Peach, and then start getting some, just feeling it out, the classic warm-up. But yeah, Ella, you can definitely ask some questions. And Terry, you did miss last week? I could have sworn I saw you in there, but that's all right. Maybe you just missed or you got in late or something. But Josh, how you doing, dude? Hope everything is going well. How dilly do dilly. Glad you're able to make it. Glad you guys are able to make it. We've got an interesting episode going on today, so I'm trying some new things in the gym. I'm trying to get a little more like intense with my endurance. I think that was the big goal for this week, and obviously trying that perfection work and my peaches, what we talked a lot about last week, was really turtle back in that chest and then pushing back as far as I possibly could. And so we got a couple in there. I don't think I got all of my turns in that I wanted to, because I ended up doing 11 turns on P-bars, and I think I missed a bunch of them. So, but I think this is the best thing to end on right there. That Makutes looked super clean, and I was very, very happy to see that coming together. So, if I were to be in the gym next week, I was kind of hoping I would be able to do, those dismounts or Makutes without the sting mat. So, things that I don't think will be able to happen. And then I spent a lot of time on Tuesday trying to get my taps down, and it was a little frustrating, but I think I started getting into the right things. These taps, honestly, they seemed pretty good, but I'll slow down on some of the later ones. But starting off with just good layout, straddle, and then cleaning up a lot more. I still have a little knee bend, but no complaints right there. No complaints. And I think this is where I start. Oh, no. This is where I throw that Liukin, and I'm pretty sure this one goes real well. Oh, yeah. I felt good about that. Nice and easy. It's amazing how comfortable I've gotten with that skill, with everything that's been going on recently. And, a little close on that one, so it's fine. It's fine. We're making things happen. But then I was like, yeah, Andre, let's throw the mat in. And I really like that one. I think I'm going to slow down this one. But I'm doing that tight arch giant, right? I'm snapping down, and I'm watching the bar. I'm hanging, but I'm kicking, and oh, shoot. This is where I start going for the Casina. And, yeah, I mean, it was all right. That was all right. But, I just started the direction in the wrong way. I get my knee bend and my pike in my hips, and, I'm just really not whipping and getting the height that I want because I'm cutting off all my angles. And so then I was like, all right, let's just do a bunch of taps and let's try to get my body to turn over even more in this position right here. Like, I want my hips to come up, but you see how it's like pretty flat? Like, I do want to let go right here, but I want to let go when the bar is working with me. And that's kind of the big issue I'm having, is it's pulling me sideways too much. I need more up and down action, and it's really making me upset that I can't seem to figure it out. Because, let me just go back to this one. Like, you could kind of see the bar goes this way at the very last second. And I want it to go up. I don't want it to go back. So I just do a bunch of taps just trying to feel that out. But, we're not getting there. We're not getting there. And this is your first live stream. Do I normally go live at this time? No. Usually I do it on Sundays, but Sunday was kind of a very, very hectic day, unfortunately. And, what happened? I guess we can just kind of start talking about what happened. So, Mia was feeling sick on Saturday, and she went and got a COVID test on Sunday morning, came back positive, and now we both have to quarantine for 2 weeks and stay at home, everything. And so yesterday was a lot of calls with a bunch of different people to see the plans, how we can work things through, start figuring out what we're going to do next, what she needs to do to be as healthy and safe as possible, catching up with family, making sure everyone understands that she doesn't feel good, but she doesn't need to go to the hospital or anything. She's got some pretty bad chest pain right now, bad cough, a lot of fatigue. So things are definitely rough in terms of her COVID acquisition. And the worst part is she got it all from work. I think that's where they just pressured her to keep working, and pressured people that were exposed to COVID to come back to work, and then they started spreading it to people, and she was against it for a while because she was scared and knew that things weren't going well with the way that the administration was handling it. So, she had this big moment middle of last week where she's I really shouldn't be going in, but she had to do it or else they're going to fire her. And so then lo and behold, she ends up getting COVID because her workplace just really wasn't taking it as seriously as it should. And so now I'm done training in the gym for 2 weeks. But as crazy as that sounds, I'm also the OTC or OPTC is closing down on Thursday until January 14th because of how many cases El Paso County, which is where the OPTC is like we've just got some outrageous numbers, and they're like, yeah, we can't function anymore without the risk of everyone getting COVID at this training center. So that's kind of where we're at right now. And what is Owendaler and Tobbs? I'm not sure what any of those things are. I'm sorry, but that's just, you're gonna have to explain a little bit more. And Ella, you got a bad experience with rollerblading and ice skating? Oh, what's the experience? I feel like that's always such a fun time. Although I do have some pretty good footage of Mia falling pretty hard while ice skating. So there's some ways you can get around it, that's for sure. But yeah, I'm really trying to focus on I feel like I totally missed all this gymnastics stuff, talking about COVID and whatnot. Honestly, it's weird. I feel so conflicted right now, like talking about all this gym stuff, because I'm not going to be able to do this next week. And so, it's kind of like any progress that I made this past week, like what is it actually good for, because I'm not going to be able to train for a while. And so I think that's in terms of just mentally, I've got all these corrections and things like that, but at the same time I'm like, well, I got them. I know what I need to do whenever I can go back in the gym but I guess really what I should do is just focus on what the highlights should be for for this week. Because honestly, I take a lot of turns, I really do. But I think at this point, let's just see, this beautiful transition right there that I decided to do. Yeah, I don't know, guys. It's an interesting place to be right now. I know a lot of people can't train either, so I mean, I don't feel like I don't know. I really don't know what I feel. I guess I'm just like, yeah, I can't train. I kind of just get a little vacation again. I've got a plan to stay at home and train and do all that. I did a pretty hard workout today. I'm thinking about doing YouTube lives or something, or Instagram lives of my workouts that I do at home, so I can have a training group or training partners, and if you want to do it with me, that would be cool. But if you don't, you can just be there, troll, support however you want. I don't know. I'm still on the fence if I want to do that, because I mean it wouldn't hurt, but some part of me does feel like I need to socialize somehow during these next couple weeks where I'm in quarantine. So we'll see. And Ella, have a great rest of your day. I'll see you next time, that's for sure. But I'll catch you guys later, or I'll catch you later. But so I think that's where I'm at. I'm not sure the response. I don't even know how to do YouTube lives, if I'm just using my phone, but that's just probably something I'll have to look into at some point in time. But honestly, I made a lot of good progress. I'm in the middle of a floor set right here, and I'm doing full difficulty. This is the first time I was able to do flare spindle up down. Well, okay, no, I did it once before, but I was not successful. This is the first time I'm successful in it. And so this felt really good to get. I felt a lot of gains, a lot of accomplishments, and I started doing some ring strength. I think we're actually going to start getting into that in in a couple minutes, actually. So we're going to see where things are going and how they progress, because we're gonna move pretty slowly for the next couple weeks. But I felt good about this whole routine, and vault still wasn't feeling good. I was trying something new though, where I'm trying to be a lot more hollow on the board position, so that once I came up, I was able to be a lot faster with my heels. And so these are actually a lot better, but I still wasn't feeling the sit up that I want. And I think it's because this hand, I'm blocking and I've got so much shoulder angle, I'm not blocking through. And I think there was one turn I took where I felt like I kind of did a sit up into it, and that was good. And so this is my ring strength that I started getting into, and we're working. This is kind of exciting stuff. We're working with my strength and conditioning coach, who really doesn't know anything about gymnastics, but we're trying to relate all of this. Oh yeah, my elbow gets stuck here. This is just like, yeah, my elbow still isn't perfect. Like, I've gotten really good at figuring out and how to work around the positions that I think bother it, but this is my first, like, I've been doing a lot of rehab, but this is what my strength and conditioning coach came up with in terms of finally getting into ring strength again. And my Andre was spotting me way too much on that turn. I was like, hey man, you gotta let me go down a little bit more. But he wants me to do a lot of eccentric position work, or like eccentric movement and 1 second static holds. And so it's really an interesting perspective on how strength and conditioning can be built or can be translated into gymnastics, because I think a lot of people think gymnastics is very different, and only gymnasts know what gymnasts needs. And so we've kind of had a closed mind for bringing in strength and conditioning people to tell us how to properly do ring strength, because we just assume they don't understand. So what we're doing is we're teaching our strength and conditioning coach what is important and what muscles are being used and kind of how the positions work, so that we can build into a better spot with our, like, where he knows, because the knowledge he has, our strength and conditioning coach, is physiology, how muscles recover, the science of the body in terms of maximizing your output and being able to build muscle in the smartest, fastest, and safest way. And so we're trying to get him to bring that knowledge into ring strength. And it's actually been really fun, really exciting working with him to figure this stuff out. So we're getting a lot better right there. But yeah, it's kind of just some new things that we're working on. And it's something where I think we can set the standard for a lot of gymnasts, in the US, maybe even the world, because I don't know anyone that uses strength and conditioning coaches for ring strength specific. And so if we can create a protocol, I think that would be something that would be very valuable to share, because right now everyone in the US, at least that I know, they just do more. Like, hey, you got ring strength day, you're just going to do a lot of numbers, and that's why there's so many surgeries out there. So if we can find, a scientific way with a strength and conditioning coach to do it safely in terms of just understanding how your body will respond to certain stresses, I think that we can create something really cool with that. And so, that's where I'll end with our ring strength philosophy. Something that we're going to just try to keep progressing on as we, get better and better with teaching him and him teaching us, and certain ways we can track our progress. I think that's one of the most important parts. No one really tracks, they just keep doing. And so we're going to start figuring that out a little bit more. And, honestly, I didn't compliment myself on that horse workout. I was cruising. That was the first time I got my flare spindle in there. So I was pretty stoked about that. Like, I was just cruising through, I think I did the last half. And I think once we get to Friday, we'll be starting to jam into some... wait, is this Friday? Let me see real quick. I think this is Friday. Yeah, so I did do a last half in there. So yeah, no, it was a really, really good horse day that day. I got a lot of turns in. Yeah, because Shane's there. You can see him up in the corner right here. Good old Shane, he got here. His first day was on Friday, so that was pretty good. Oh, sorry, chat. I totally got distracted. Oh, yeah, Dylan. Oh, no, Mia. How's she feeling? So, yeah, she just has a lot of chest pain and hurting it's pretty rough right now, we'll say that. But she doesn't need to go to the hospital or anything, but she's getting better. I haven't gotten tested yet. I'm probably going to catch it, which is, kind of, I think, just the inevitable truth. So we're gonna be, I think we'll be all right in terms of just, we're quarantining. We've got a lot of friends that are helping us out, dropping off medicine, food, groceries, things like that. So I think we're gonna be pretty well taken care of in terms of just having support and things like that. But I haven't gotten tested. I think at this point I would test negative just because it's too soon. She started getting, so she technically showed her symptoms Saturday night. And so was like, apparently, from what they say, you're contagious 48 hours before your first symptom. So, and it usually takes about, like 5 to 7 days for your symptoms to start showing. So I would have, so 5 days from Thursday. So in a couple days, like I think Thursday is when I'm supposed to be getting my COVID test for to see if I have it. That we're setting that all up through the OPTC before they close down till January 14th. So we're getting there. We're getting there. And yeah, people just refuse to take this seriously. Yeah, everyone's refusing to take it seriously. Take a week off, lose like 3 weeks of progress. Yeah, that's essentially how I'm feeling. The one thing that I think I can get from this that will be beneficial is, my elbow still is functioning at like a 90% like functionality rate, like maybe even less than that. Like I'm able to do everything, but I still have like nagging pain, like where I have to ice it all the time. So I'm hoping that maybe this will be like the couple weeks that it needs to really recover. And hopefully I can get to a point where it's like, oh my God, it feels like it's 100%. And so that's the silver lining that I'm looking for through all this. And Nathan, well, it depends what you call taking it seriously. Yeah, well, I mean, the circumstance that I think happened was Mia's producer's husband got COVID, and then the very day that he got a positive test, she took a test and was negative, and her bosses were like, "Oh, you're negative, come into work." And so she came into work for like the Thursday, Friday, and then Monday of the next week, and then she tested positive on Monday because she wasn't feeling good, and then she kind of just spread it to Mia and a bunch of other people. But it's like very much known protocol that if a household has COVID, you don't come into work. Like that's just how it is. But they really don't care. They're just all about their money. So they're like, hey, we need you to help make the show run. So you're negative, come on in. Like we're not gonna, we're fine with everything else. But yeah, it's really just kind of a rough spot to be. And our gym is closing racing on Thursday, but my fiance has COVID, so I'm not allowed to train for 2 weeks. But we're honestly hoping that the Air Force Academy will like let us train during our like coming back period, during like the couple weeks where the OTC will be closed. So I mean, I won't be able to get in there because I'll just be at home quarantining. But I'm hoping that that's the case for the other guys, because Shane literally just moved here and now it's closing, and I feel so bad for him for that. So we're gonna see. And am I concerned that you won't be as prepared as you'd hope to be by the Olympics? Yeah, I mean, yes, I think by the Olympics I'll still be fine. I'm honestly more worried about Winter Cup, which is the third week of February. So I'm hoping that can be kind of where I start, where we can kind of get like maybe an extension on that, because there's no way I can be in good enough shape for a competition to make the national team if I have to keep taking all this time off. But I think if this is the last break that I get, I think I'll be fine in terms of being prepared by the game.